Today we have 10 stocking stuffers for a Warhammer fan. You got a Warhammer fan in your life, you got a Christmas stocking to fill. And you know one thing for sure, this hobby is not cheap. But here's the good news. You don't have to buy them a giant box of Space Marines or a full combat patrol box to make them ridiculously happy. Warhammer players live on little upgrades, tiny tools, paints, and bits that make the hobby life easier and faster for them. So we're going to break down the top 10 stocking stuffers every Warhammer fan actually wants. All of these are small enough to fit in a stocking. Useful whether they play 40k, Age of Sigmar, or Kill Team. Necromunda, it goes for any Games Workshop game. And what's in this stocking right here for a Warhammer fan is more exciting than socks and body wash. So let's dig in. We're going to start with the most obvious goblin bait, dice. Warhammer players love dice, so let's get them faction-themed dice in their army. They come in very many colors. Figure out what faction they have and get the dice for that faction. And they don't have to be official brand of Game Workshop dice. Black and gold for Custodes, green and rusty for Nurgle, bone and red for Death, red dice for Blood Angels, blue dice for Ultramarines. Or hang around and get whatever color that matches the way they play. The key here is it feels like their dice. They're still using regular dice for big pulls when they need it, but their favorite new set, that's going to come out of the big damage rolls, charge rolls, and that please don't fail this moment dice. Next up, the stuff that makes the games faster and cleaner. Warhammer is all about distance, movement, charge range, piles and auroras, and objectives. So a set of measuring widgets or objects, tape measures, rulers are perfect for a stocking stuffer. We got rulers. We got tape measures. I prefer the bigger one. They have bigger numbers, easier to read for you. Having the right set of rulers makes the game smoother, less arguing, and honestly, it's just a nicer look on the table. There's one universal truth in Warhammer. Something will break. Weapons snap off, banners bend, flying stands die in tragic accidents. So number 8, give them a little repair kit. A good bottle of plastic glue for the hard plastic kits, and a bottle of super glue for the resin, metal, or magnets. And maybe a small tube of accelerator if you want to be fancy. Put it together with a couple of cheap files or sanding sticks, and you just given them the power to fix almost anything on the tabletop that throws at their army. It's not glamorous, but when their favorite character hits the floor and you've already stocked them with the good glue, you're the hero. At number 7, we're going straight to the building phase. If you're still using random hardware store snips and a dual knife, upgrade to the proper hobby side cutters and a fresh hobby knife. This is huge quality of life for Warhammer players. Actual snips for miniature cutting work better than you can get in any hardware store. They clip models off the sprue cleaner, leave fewer stress marks, and drastically reduce why did that piece explode across the room moments whenever you start snipping things. And a sharp hobby knife clean bad mold lines for you. Helps parts fit tighter and just makes the kit feel smoother to build. Tool upgrades are the kind of thing that hobbyists know they should buy but would rather spend money on models. That's why it's a perfect stocking stuffer. Coming in at number 6, Warhammer and paint are inseparable. So at number 6, we're talking about the paint that make life easier. Most players love contrast and speed paints. They can slap on for fast shading, and they are fast, and you can get an army to the table super quick with speed paints. In classic washes, they can dunk over armor, cloth, and metal, bringing out full detail for the mini. You don't have to choose the entire color scheme, just pick a handful of colors, some useful neutrals, browns, leathers, bone tones, a black or dark brown wash, and maybe one fun saturated color you know they like. These little bottles are like a time machine for the hobby. They speed everything up, and every time they shake the bottle and go, okay, this one's doing a lot of work, they'll remember it came out of that stocking. Coming in at number 5, you can't paint without some good brushes. So solid detail brushes for eyes, lenses, and edge highlights, medium brushes for base coat. If you want to be extra nice, a dry brush or two, and toss in some brush soap. Brush soap helps clean and condition their brushes so they don't fray their brand new set in one weekend of painting. It's the kind of thing that feels extra to buy for yourself, but makes the tools last way longer than they should. Combine a small brush set and a little tub of brush soap, and you got a perfect hobby care bundle that fits in one corner of a stocking. Number 4, Warhammer models don't live on plain black plastic circles. At number 4, basing goodies, which I could not find mine for this video. I am terribly sorry. So this can be grass, flowers, alien-looking plants, texture paste, or texture paints for mud, cracked earth, or rocky ground. Tiny skulls, rocks, or debris. So a handful of basing materials can transfer in any army from nice paint job to, oh wow, to that looks like it's actually on the battlefield. What's nice is these are small, they last a long time, and they work for every faction in the system. It's hobby flavor in a bag. At number 3, we're talking about saving hands and sanity. We have painting handles. Instead of pinching a base for hours, a paint handle lets them clip in and hold the model for you. They're super easy. Let's see if I got a mini laying around. We'll use this Space Marine sniper. Oh, he fell off the base. Shit. So let's lose the Space Marine. Clips in there. Take your brush. Look at that. Just nice, easy. Turn it any which way you want to paint. Great gift. This is one of those. How did I live without this tools? It's inexpensive. It fits easily in a stocking, and it's a huge comfort upgrade for anyone who paints more than a couple models at a time. Players love options. The problem is that kit don't always swap easily once they're built. So coming at number 2, we have magnets. So you can buy one model and change weapon upgrades, head upgrades, so you don't have to keep buying models for every option you want to use. You get some small rare earth magnets in common sizes, matching drill bits, or a tiny pin vise, and maybe a small steel sheet for storage. I prefer Milwaukee drill bits. Let's see if I have it laying on my tool cart. I do. These you don't need a pin vise for. The head lets you spin it nice and easy. I pre-drill with 1/16 for the magnet. And then I hit it with 1/8 for the magnet to set into the mini just right. So by adding magnets, you can swap weapons and vehicles on So adding magnets, you can swap weapons on vehicles and characters easily, change loadouts between games, and store models more securely. If they ever said, I wish I could change this arm, or I kind of want the other gun instead, magnets are the answer. It's nerdy, practical, and very on brand for a Warhammer fan. So here we go. We have a Space Marine model right here. You can pose better with magnets. And then if you want to change, just like that. Sometimes they're a little stick to get to, but that's what we do. Magnets are great. At number 1, the stocking stuffer that actually works, a gift card or voucher they can use on Warhammer. This could be store credit at any of their local game stores, a prepaid card they can use online, or a voucher specifically for Warhammer kits, paints, and digital rules. Because here's the truth, Warhammer players always have a mental shopping list. Maybe it's a new hero for the army, a box they need to round out a squad, or one paint rack, or a case they keep putting off. You don't have to guess at which box they want. You just say, here, and add something to your hobby. Wrap the card in a pack of dice or tape it around a bottle of paint, and it goes from generic gift card to Warhammer upgrade kit. So that's 10 stocking stuffers for the Warhammer fan in your life. So we have faction dice, measuring tools, glue, snips, and a knife. We have speed paints, we have brushes, we have a handle, we have magnets, and a store credit or voucher to top it off. Pick a few of these, mix them together, and you're not just filling a stocking, you're leveling up their entire hobby. We do have some honorable mentions. We have a wet palette from Army Painter. This is the best one I've seen so far. It works great. I haven't added water to this in probably a month and a half, and it's still moist. It will still work. Then, the big one. A dice tray. These are a wonderful addition to roll your dice in. And they look really cool on the table. And if you want more Warhammer gift guides, army tips, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Fill the stocking, grow the army, and I'll see you on the next one.